Hello everyone. Welcome to the game. We're going to be playing D&D5e. This is a homebrew game that I am made up on my own. Just want to go ahead and thank the sponsors real quick. We've got Roll20, Tabletop Loot, Sonodeware, and Devin Rue. Thank you for supporting the channel. Shout out to our sponsors. I'm sorry for the kid, you guys. He's distracting me. Also, our Patreon supports the bulk of the operations here in subs, and bits will give you guys awesome emotes while giving the players some extra benefits. So check out the Patreon info below as well. And as always, join us on our Discord, and I will issue the commands down there in the bottom. Sorry about the kid, you guys. Also, I am losing my voice, and it is not doing me any favors today.
It's so good.
Please get out of my paint. Oh, come on. Alright, it's close.
This may become a recurring theme to all of our viewers.
No, he's normally not here on Fridays. He's normally at school. He's sick, and it got released early today. Anyway, so he'd have been here, and it was last minute, so. Let me grab the paint. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Alright, so you guys each have been asked by your various contacts or acquaintances. Some of your cases it's old friends, some of your cases it's deities that are asking you to do these things, and some of you just got lost and found your way there. So it's cold and very icy and heavy snowfall in the wild north where the Great Keep is at. You've each arrived either within the last few weeks or within the last few days, or you've actually just been living here. You haven't traveled at all. Your benefactors, whoever they are off doing their various things, and sorry. Here.
That's blue.
Go that way.
That's blue.
Yes, take them that way.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm really sorry, you guys.
It's fine.
He likes to ham it up for the camera. But yeah, you guys have all been summoned by the Council or the Grey Watch to assist in a matter of, some would say, life or death, or the destruction of the universe as we now know it. You've all have to come find a way to stop the impending catastrophe of an irate, sleeping archangel who has not had the greatest experience with the world or anything in it. No one really knows much about this archangel, only that he's one of the Arcadians who was put to sleep by the gods and his former companions. Again, it is morning. You have not entered the council chambers yet. You are either in an inn, a house, if you're staying with someone that has one, or your own house. The council meeting starts probably in 30 minutes or so. But yeah, so you can start making your way there, or if you need to go find someone or do something before that, we can.
Sheenie's just running around exploring. Like, she's in a new place. She's been lost for a very long time, or what feels like a very long time. So she will probably just run around a little bit. Maybe not at the moment talk to people, until she knows exactly why she's here, and then she'll end up heading to where she actually needs to be, which is meeting.
You'll find the dragon woman that you were told about fairly easily. She's not that hard to spot with her silver hair.
Okay.
If you find her and latch onto her, you might be okay.
Yeah, I'll go look for her.
Okay. Alucard and Acer, you two are the two that live in the keep proper. Are you gonna do anything before you need to go to the council chambers, or are you just gonna head straight there? Hold.
I'll just be pretty much heading pretty much straight there.
Okay.
Probably be taking some time just to make sure a small bag that I carry with me everywhere has the 2 holy symbols that I tend to carry around with me. Make sure the glaive is sharpened, armor is all set, and then just head off straight there. I don't really want to waste any time on dilly-daddling. This is a mission. This is a job I have to do. I have people to protect, and I have to get to it.
Okay. Morgan, Nadine is probably hanging around inside of the keep, eating breakfast with just whoever's hanging around.
Yeah, I'll probably be. I'll eat breakfast, and then at that point, I'll probably explore the area just a little bit, just because I haven't been this far north before,
Okay.
or I haven't been up this way before. So I'll explore a little bit, get a feel of the city. Of course, I don't know where I'm going to be.
I will
But
move you guys to the city map, by the way. Okay. Nadine's probably down here at a house in White Orchard. Alucard, your house is probably somewhere around the northern gate. And then Pashini, you've probably located right there,
Okay.
around here. Bakura, this is where the temple itself is, so you can either be there or you can be wherever you need to be.
I would be getting to where I needed to be.
Okay. All right. So, as the chambers are filling up for the council, you notice different representatives of various planes even coming into the room. You see a large woman with silvery blue hair, brilliant crystal eyes, and she'll sit near a very ornate window. It's a round room, and there's a limited number of seats, but there's standing room behind these seats for guards or companions if they need them. A somewhat tall, very regal-looking red-haired man, very pale, long, spiraling red curl of hair, just sitting down on his shoulders and bright red eyes. He walks in with another man with long, straight, chocolate brown hair, and both of them the pale complexion, red eyes. It is morning. The sun is up, albeit the clouds are out. They both sit next to each other, and the silver-haired woman. Pashini, you're with her. This is Raitharia. This is the dragon woman.
Okay.
So you know who she is. Of course, the overlay's gone wonky. What's it done? Okay. Did someone disconnect?
I don't think so.
I'm so sorry.
I'm seeing all of us from what I can tell.
Yeah, I'm seeing everybody.
Yeah.
It says it's because chat window is likely opened in Zoom. Yeah, OBS throws a bit of a fit whenever you do that. You kind of have to have it set aside as a separate window unto itself. Otherwise, it'll mess up the overlay.
Okay, I will leave that alone then. My bad. If you need me, message me in Discord so it doesn't do that.
Okey-doke.
All right. After the two pale men coming into the room, you see others starting to come in. Morrigan, you follow in with Nadine. Those of you who don't know who this is, she's got shoulder-length copper-colored hair. She has a halo of blue and yellow fire above her head. A human woman also follows in behind her. She is a beautiful human woman, but compared to everyone else in this room, she just looks plain. She doesn't stand out at all. Following in behind them is a man that also looks equally as radiant as the red-haired woman that just came in. Dark black hair, violet eyes, and a black halo above his head. Others in the room are an orc lord, another elf man, a dwarf woman, a few more humans, and then finally entering the room, two of you know these two figures, shortish blonde elf woman, almost white hair and purple eyes, and then a taller, scruffy-looking man, scars. He's got an eye patch over his right eye and then a scar across his throat. These two are the Lord Commanders of the Grey Watch. These two are the ones who are holding the council meeting right now. Following in behind them is a much taller figure. One of you in the room knows who this is. He's huge. Think Dwayne Johnson-sized guy. Black armor, as black as it can get, white hair and red eyes. And he's just quietly following behind them. And the two men sit down, and the woman, she goes up to a pedestal and just looks around the room for a minute. Everyone's quietly talking amongst themselves. Just observing the rest of the room.
So, there's a giant table in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing I can't see over that table to see everybody else.
She's probably picked you up and has sat you on the table.
Okay.
Or at least she's holding you. She's a good 7 foot tall woman.
Yeah,
At
okay,
least.
that's good.
She's probably either put you on your shoulder or she's got you to where you can see the room.
Yeah. I mean, Pashini will probably still be like just craning, looking around, looking at everybody, and just going like, "Wow!" Like she's just so excited because this is very different from what she knows.
Is there enough room at the table for everyone to sit, or?
There's not really enough. There's set stone chairs around the table for a certain number. There is one seat that is empty. You know this to be Sivan's seat. He's not here, obviously, because he's taking care of matters back home.
Right.
There's standing room around and behind each chair. There's plenty of space between the chairs to be able to stand. They didn't bring in extra chairs. You all do notice that you guys aren't the only 4 people that have been brought.
Right.
You are in addition to who the other council members have brought.
Yeah, I'm just kind of standing back and looking around at everyone, looking between Nadine and the rest of the chairs, and yeah.
First, to kind of describe what we look like.
Yeah, go ahead and describe what you guys look like to the chat.
All right. Well, I'll better do it first since I read that. So you see a tiefling in plate armor, shield over one arm, mace slung to his side. This tiefling is a forest green color, who's kind of flecks with sort of little brown. It's almost like little freckles. Freckles on his skin. He's got chocolate brown hair that goes into a ponytail. His horns almost come up like antlers. Antlers from his head. But his eyes are royal blue that are kind of flecked with gold. It's just standing there watching.
Okay.
I guess I'll go next. I'm a tiny little centaur. I'm only 8 inches tall. And basically, I have Rapunzel-like hair that has little twigs and sticks in it. But there's 2 specific twigs that are different color. One is a gold color that clearly has been roughly painted, and the other is a silver color, which also has been roughly painted. And they look like little antlers and little horns that she's just stuck into her hair. Her hair is like a white, or it's originally white, but it's sort of like being stained a little bit of a pink kind of color. If she washed it, it probably would just be all white. She has little green eyes, and she is just looking around so excitingly. Her centaur body is essentially just a full white body, except for you can clearly see she's painted little random colored dots that look like you know how fawns have like little dots on their body when they're little. She's got some of those, and then on one of her front hooves it's black, and it looks like that's not painted at all. That looks like just a mark of some sort. And yeah, she's just looking around very excited, being held by a 7-foot woman.
Would you like to go next, Morgan, or would you like me to?
Okay. So, I'm, like I said, I'm standing back from the room. What you see is a, very brown, I have brown skin. My hair is, black with like, I guess, white sort of highlights. It ombres into, white, and, it's 2 braids, uh, going, starting from the center of her head, going towards the back, and they fall pretty long, probably like down to her bust, I want to say. Um, Clothes don't look super duper fancy or anything like that. Uh, and she has, red eyes. And that's about it. Yeah. She's, I think I said 5'7", so not super tall, not super short.
Okay, and I'll do the honor of going last. You see a roughly 7 foot 2 inch tall blue dragonborn wearing full plate armor of deep black, blue, and gray that's sort of been styled a little bit so that it looks like scales all across it. A lot of scars across the sort of the top of the head and everything. And the horn is probably broken at this point, after probably due to combat if for some reason. A shield on the back, what looks like one visible holy symbol, probably to Michael, and this really long glaive that the whole actual pole section of it, it looks oddly like a bone, and it's kind of unnervingly close to looking like an actual dragon bone. So the pole of it is a dragon pole arm, and the end is a crystalline shard where the actual blade is, with the little hook pointing out of it. And there's just sort of like a not surly or unwelcoming, but just sort of like, let's get to the point kind of look on their face as he's kind of just wondering, and she's kind of just staring at the centaur like, what are you doing here? Like, why has someone brought a pet into the room?
She'll notice you, as she would just wave. Like, it's just a very fast, excited wave, and then she goes back to looking.
Ow.
Yeah, I just nod politely to whoever kind of looks.
I'll say you guys are close enough together to where you guys will notice each other fairly easily, and may be able to speak to each other if you would like.
I think Pashini is a little bit busy looking around. Got like a little deer tail is just kind of just wagging, you know. It's just moving around, like she's so like happy.
All right.
I mean, like I said, I've been sitting back. I've definitely noticed everyone in the room. Probably have met eyes with more than one of you, but my eyes just kind of like pass by you and look back between uh towards Nadine, and you might see me talk to her, or like talk to Nadine and like laugh a bit or smile, and then my face just like evens out, and I'm just kind of looking face forward between the council members. Just obviously just looking like I'm waiting for this to start, like ready to, not impatient, but just all business.
Okay. So, as you guys are all just looking around and taking stock of each other and everyone else in the room, the elf woman, the blonde one, Lord Commander, she walks up to a pedestal that's kind of above the table a bit to where she can look at everyone. And she starts to speak. Go put that on, please. He has disrobed. Go put your clothes on, please. Go put your clothes on, please.
For all of our viewers, this will not likely be common to our streams as things go on.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
This is not every week, I promise. Today is an anomaly. I am very sorry. Go put your clothes on, please.
The satisfied laugh is so great.
Perfect opportunity
I
to
need
indicate
to
in
catch
character.
him really quickly. I will be back. I am
Go
very
do the
sorry.
thing. Go be a parent. Go do it.
Right.
Perfect. This is a perfect opportunity to note for the viewers. In character, Alucard does not understand what the fuck this small little centaur is doing here. Out of character, I will protect the small being whatever means possible.
You guys
So
will love her. Like,
So
she's
so
completely
cute.
different to my monk, who is a total badass. And she's just adorable, a giant.
We've got an array of different colours here. We got green, blue.
Green, blue, just pure white horse. Morgan's
Pretty
deep
much.
red eyes.
She's a dick centaur. Which is basically this tiny little antelope.
So
Thing.
adorable.
So tiny.
Sorry.
She's very small. She's very adorable and she's very innocent. So it's gonna be interesting.
All right.
Alucard is not any of those things, so this will be very interesting. My Alucard just staring the whole time. My pole arm is bigger than this little creature in the center of the room.
She's
What are you doing?
probably the size of my dice bag.
Oh, that's so
My blade on the pole arm is probably bigger than that
crap,
thing.
that's adorable.
What is this?
All right. So, the Lord Commander, or one of them, the elf woman, she appears to be an elf woman. She walks up, and she stands on this pedestal. Most of the furniture and table, everything in this room is like an onyx or obsidian stone sort of thing. And it's all reflective, so the candlelight in the room and the light coming through the windows is just flickering off of the stone. She walks up onto it, and she looks around the room briefly for a moment. And, hold on, I gotta fix his pants.
Oh.
Go that way, please. She looks around the room, and she goes, good morning to you all. I hope your travels were unburdened for those of you that came from afar, and I hope that those of you who hail from this wild north that we call home had a good breakfast. And she smiles, and her voice is very delicate and light, but there's an air of authority and command to it. She's one who's very much used to giving a speech to either bolster the troops or otherwise. She starts to speak again. While I wish you all well, and I hope that the day finds you as such, unfortunately now's not the time for pleasantries. As you all know, we would normally not call such a conclave for another several months, and in much less urgent manner. Word has come to me, as I'm sure you have all come to find out via your various sources, of an impending problem. The Midaris are attempting to raise one of the fallen few, one of the Arcadians who turned his back on the universe and threatened long ago to destroy everything that we hold dear. Very few in this room are old enough to remember the times of such an era, and she motions to the silver-haired woman that Pashini is with, and then the two pale men, the redhead and the brown hair. Many of us have been told stories recently or through the legends of our peoples, and she motions to Nadine, the other man with the halo sitting next to her, and Morrigan. And the man seems very unhappy about being pointed out, about being motioned to and brought attention to himself. Not really easily able to tell why he's upset about this. There's no real reason that's apparent. She continues on, though. My point being, the Midars need to be stopped. If they succeed in resurrecting their idol, then we will have a much larger problem on our hands than anything we have faced before. I've asked each of you to bring forward a champion. We will be splitting these champions into squads to better cover the ground and tackle this in as timely manner as possible. As you know, we have a limited time before the moon reaches the nexus in which they need to perform the ritual. We have intercepted a list of items that they need to acquire in order to perform the ritual, and I have given one to each of you, and I just sent you guys that. You'll see it's on a piece of parchment that they've had scribed out a list of items, strange items, that they are going to need in order to perform the ritual to resurrect this sleeping archangel. So, some of the items on there are probably concerning to a few of you. Some of you, maybe not so much, but there are things that need to be stopped. She lets everyone read that over for a moment, lets them absorb the items on the list, and then she continues on. The primary thing that they will need access to, which is at the bottom of this list, is the holy flame, or rather the consumption of the flame as a catalyst for the spell. She motions to the man behind her with the white hair and the black armor, and he grins and stands up and looks way too happy for the situation at hand. Like, the man's never had a sad day in his life. But he stands up and he quietly thanks her, and behind his back, where there was nothing, there are now black wings. He kind of just opens them gently and lands in the floor in front of the pedestal. He purposely does not put himself on the pedestal, putting himself below the audience at the table. And when he lands, the wings just disappear. He kind of lands like a dainty little butterfly. It's very soft landing, very gentle landing for the hulking mass of a man that just entered the space. And he takes a few steps forward and looks around the room. I can't do Dwayne Johnson voice. I'm really sorry. So you're just gonna have to get normal Ori voice. And he looks around for a minute, kind of looks toward Nadine's direction and gives a grin to the people sitting over there. Then he continues on in regards to the holy fire. There are seals in place to protect the flame from being easily taken. I cannot reveal this to you because that would jeopardize its safety. However, I can tell you that the seals themselves are protected by most of the 7 Arcadian archangels, myself included. And he motions to, he rolls his sleeves up, and you guys see tattoos spiraling around his arms, and there's one band that goes around the base of his neck, and they're faintly glowing a slight blue color, and written in some language that none of you understand, even those of you who speak Celestial. This is a foreign. It looks almost like it, but it looks like it might be very old. If these seals are broken, the flame's power will slowly be released and eventually become uncontrollable. He looks around the room again, and he lingers on 4 people in particular. The female Lord Commander, the 2 pale men, and the dark-haired Nephilim man sitting next to Nadine. They all kind of... Silence just kind of hangs for a minute as he looks between the 4 of them. And anyone on the outside, it's going to be an awkward silence. There's something going on there that's being unspoken. They all kind of nod at him, and he finally acknowledges. Then he goes back to the plan. In any case, the plan is for you all to dismantle the Midaris, the ones who are trying to resurrect this problem, and keep this from happening. The archangels are going to be indisposed. We will not be able to assist you. You may attempt to reach any of our legionnaires, but they do have the normal duties to perform on top of this, so good luck. That's all I've got for you. And he looks back up to Alenza, and she kind of smiles and nods. He looks around the room once, does a little wave, and he's gone in a rustle of feathers and wind.
Rashini goes back, and she just waves as well until he disappears, and or just drops. She's like.
But at this point, everyone starts talking amongst themselves at what he just said and what has been delivered by the Lord Commander, and she stepped back to let everyone just discuss for now. One of the other council members steps up a little bit and starts reading off a list of names in groups of 4. Ural's 4 names are assigned together. Obviously.
Oh.
Ural's names are called, and you're asked to congregate in the spot closest to where you need to be, which, honestly enough, you're seated right next to each other anyway, so it's fine. I promise this is not going to be a weekly occurrence, you guys. I'm sorry.
Really quite all right. It's endearing.
Honestly, yeah, it's adorable.
It's about as adorable as the ding ding.
Yeah.
This is what all of us out of character are feeling towards. Out of character, what the affection we feel for the small child is in character what we are hiding feelings towards the big.
The dick centaur is the one that's gonna take over the world just by being cute.
just by kindness and awesomeness.
Okay, it is yours. Go put it in the dirty clothes, please. Okay. But yeah, so you guys are grouped together and are free to chat for a minute. The dark-haired Nephilim man, however, he's still seated next to Nadine, but he seems occupied with something else at the moment. And Morgan, you do not recognize him.
Right. Okay, I was gonna ask. So, like I said, I'm standing. We're all kind of in the same area together. But is Nadine off to is Nadine close by me?
Yeah, she's still sitting there for right now until the council's dismissed fully.
Okay, I'm just going to look over the list again. And then it says, yeah, I'm looking over the list, and then they're not assigning us to protect any one area. They're not sending us off to any one area, or at least we don't know that yet.
You don't know yet where you all need to be going. You can ask and find out. Yep.
Okay, before I do that, I'm going to introduce myself to the 3 other people that I was just told I need to congregate with. Hello, everyone. I'm Morgan. Hopefully we can get this done quickly. And I'll just kind of give you a nod.
Yeah, Sheeny interrupts a bit, so she's just very excited.
And I'll look at the other 2 of you. Or I'll look up at the Dragonborn, of course, and and then I'll give you both a nod.
She's a tall boy. Well, I can understand why at least you've been assigned to us and why you've been assigned to us. So Alucard sort of points towards the tiefling and to you, Morgan. Have you lost a parent or something of that sort? A small one?
Well, the dirt mommy sent me.
Can you fight?
Dirt mommy.
Well, my brother usually fights for me, but I do know how. I can. And I'm very, very powerful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
she just literally opens her up her arms. She's just like, yeah.
I should have asked for a heads up payment or something for this.
So, as you heard from the layout, my name is Asir. And I think if we are working together, it would be wisest for each of us to know the other's capabilities. So I am a cleric of Mortalis.
More faith is good to have on the team. Hopefully you're useful. I know you already seem quite useful, and he looks towards Morgan. Probably because do you have the longbow out on your back by any chance?
Yeah, my longbow is crossbody, so
she's probably been through enough military training to see someone who obviously knows how to use a weapon decently.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just sort of looking at Pashini, and it's
she druid crafts herself a little crown. and puts it on her head.
You all see me look at the list again, and I'll say, well, we might have a bit of an issue here. And then just like where she looked, I guess, elvish before, behind her, you'll see black wings appear and they'll stretch a bit. And I'll say, I don't think they'll want any of my blood, but we might be a bit more of a target, it seems.
Well, then it'll be my job to make sure you don't get killed. And hopefully the rest of you will be able to do the same.
I'm not worried.
I'm never worried. I'm not allowed to be.
Here is it's the right emotion to feel. But yes. So, what do you do? Actually, you have your bow and you have your glaive, and you have some sort of magic, Pashini.
I'm just wondering, would she will stand up in her the dragon lady. I keep forgetting her name.
Rytharia.
Yeah, Rytharia is. I'm guessing she's holding her, or either on the shoulder or something. So she'll stand up and she will bring out her like little tiny staff, which looks like just a normal little stick. And she's just going to go, I'm a powerful druid. And I can walk through dreams. Which is really cool. Because in my dreams, I'm big. I'm big, big. She just puts out her arms.
So, cleric and druid, and I'm guessing you two are fighters, or you a paladin? Alaka.
I can fight.
I can fight well enough. Don't assume that the gods have any sort of favor with me. I merely look. I lost that quite a long time ago. Just take me as a guardian. That's all you need to know, at least for now. I have been tasked with making sure this is a success. And therefore, I will do my best to ensure that means none of you die, especially this one. And sort of just like slightly gestures with the pole arm, and like because of how small like Pashini is, and also how long the glaive is, he's having to like hold it up probably like this above him, just to make sure it's not actually poking her because of how long the goddamn thing is.
Shini's just like looking at the thing. She's just going, wow. Like she doesn't. She understands where you're getting at, but she just kind of dismisses it. So she looks very naive.
They've called you here for a reason. I'm sure you can fight.
Agreed. If the commanders trust you, then I will trust their leadership in this.
Oh, Mommy sent me.
Does it look like anyone's making a move to leave or do anything, or?
Sorry. Some of the others are filtering out. The orc man, the dwarvish woman, the humans, they're all leaving. The two pale men with the red eyes, they're still there. The Nephilim man is still there. Nadine is still there. The human woman has left with the human man, and there's an elf that has exited as well. The two Lord Commanders, the female has left, but the rough-looking man with the eye patch and the scar on his throat is still there. He's just watching, not really interacting. None of you have seen him speak.
Mm-hmm.
If he's just looking around, if he makes eye contact with Tashini, because she's also probably looking around at the same time while chatting with everybody, she's going to give him a tiny little wave.
He'll wave back.
Okay. Yeah, she's got like a very big smile on her face because she made the giant scary man.
When he
smile.
gives a small smile, when he smiles, you see slightly extended canines. Not like vampire fangs, but more canine.
Yep. All right. Yeah, she's basically just expect Pashini right now just to be going wow at everything or being like stunned or surprised by like so many different things.
I'm actually going to turn to Nadine and ask, hey, is there somewhere we should start? Or are we supposed to be getting some sort of assignment? Or
I believe you are to be getting your assignment from Lord Magnus. And she motions to the red-haired man sitting in his seat. And he looks up at her mentioning his name because he can hear her from across the table. And he kind of just nods at you and waves like this and holds a hand up. He'll be over in a moment.
okay.
He's conversing with the brown-haired man.
Did any of you need to do anything before you? Because it seems that we'll be getting our assignment soon. Did you all need to do anything before we head out? Or
Kashini's gonna ask Rytharia to like put her down. And she's gonna like just happily hop over to the scarred looking guy. And she's just gonna go, yeah. And she's just gonna go, hi, I'm Kashini.
He doesn't see anything. He kind of starts making hand motions and looks at you for a second, realizes you're not going to understand what he's trying to do, and looks for a piece of paper.
I think, yeah, Pashini's just gonna go on a little tangent. She's just gonna go, you're like really, really cool. Like, how did you get those scars? You got those fangs? And like, she's just like full like innocent little child who isn't scared of anything.
He gets a hold of a piece of paper and he just writes down, that's too much for me to write down right now.
So are you mute? She just does it so innocently.
He nods. She's just gonna like druidcraft, like, She's so small she would probably only be able to make like a little ring type thing. And she's just gonna druidcraft a ring and she's like, I hope you get your voice back. He takes it in his little fingers. He takes it. He just looks at it. He puts it on his pinky. And pats you on the head.
And she's gonna go to Ratharia. She's like, I made a new friend, and she's gonna point at the big scary man.
She'll look up. He's very nice. You should be nice to him. Did you give him a present?
And she's just gonna nod.
Okay, good, good. He needs presents. He's a nice man.
Pashini, was it?
Mhm.
How old are you?
22.
Okay.
For my kind, I am still very young. I'm an adult, but very young. She's just gonna. She basically acts like a child almost. She's very innocent.
Jeannie, may I ask for your help with something real quick?
Mhm.
And Alucard just takes a second. You notice while she's bending down, which probably to Pashini's level is significant, almost like
She's probably the
crouching.
size of your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like she gestures her arms over, and you can see that there's kind of like a set of leather bands that are wrapped somewhat tightly around his arms, while he's been holding onto the glaive, and he's like, "Would you mind tightening these a little bit, just with some of your magic?" And she's sort of just asking you to just create little druidcraft vines if possible that he can use to just tighten the bands a little bit, because you can tell
Okay.
while they're not tightened, he's just showing occasional like bits of pain in his hands and on his face.
Yeah, she'll actively just draw a craft little vines with like little, I would say like tiny little yellow flowers, like just nice little pretty flowers with on these vines.
Thank you.
I'll
Normally,
look.
No problem.
normally have more time to deal with this in the morning, but the pain was a little bit strong today, so I had to be off a little bit more quickly. Thank
Do you
you.
have wounds that need attending to with that, or is that another ailment?
I've had these for about 30, 40 years. These don't heal. They're just what you deal with after a while. It's nothing too major. It depends on the day. Sometimes the pain's quite intense, other days it's not. Don't
If
worry
it's,
about it.
would it be intrusive to ask where they came from?
One this way. I'm special, remember?
We all are, apparently.
It's probably the first time you see him smile. It's teasing, but probably the most sign of levity you've seen on his face the entire time, because he's very surly, except maybe when addressing Pashini, where he's just like a WTF face the entire time.
I'll look back at Magnus free yet. Like you see me starting to get like a little like antsy.
He's gotten up at this point. He's still talking, but he's slowly making his way over there. You get the sense that he's old enough, whatever he is, to not give a fuck about taking any sort of haste in walking anywhere. So he's slowly making his way over. Aldrich, the gruff-looking man that Pashini gave their flower ring to, gets up and looks around a few people left in the room and he looks around the room for a minute, signs something to two of the other people in the room, and they kind of acknowledge him and respond back in the sign language, and he leaves, leaving only Nadine, Rytharia, Magnus, and the other man, along with you lot, in the room. Everyone else has filtered out at this point.
As he's leaving, Pashini's gonna give him a nickname as he leaves, and she's just gonna go, "Bye bye, sweet tooth."
Aldrich will remember this.
Telltale's logo all over the screen for some reason, and we all become aware of it.
I certainly probably would with my passive insight.
Also, and I meant to tell you this before we started the stream, Bakura, because of where you work for the keep, you will have at least some small working knowledge of sign language. So, you two will understand. Maybe understand what they're saying if they're speaking in common with sign language. If they're speaking in any other language.
I got the
But
pill.
one other language I was shot for, but I would be kind of trying to keep aware.
What's the pill's name?
I don't know.
It's like
Okay. So, Magnus finally makes his way over. And, Morgan, just real quick, I did add those things to your inventory on your character sheet, so you have them.
Okay, yep.
He makes his way over, and he kind of just looks you all over for a second. He's very, very regal in his bearing. Like, he holds himself not as if he feels like he's above everyone else, but he's old enough and been in his station long enough that he just carries himself very properly. There's no slouching, all of his movements are deliberate. And he walks up, and my German accent today is not going to go very well due to my voice. So he's got a somewhat strong German accent, for those of you just to imagine it right now. And he looks around you and he goes, I am to be giving you your orders to go where you need to go, or at least some information to tell you where you need to go. But I would prefer to do it in the comfort of somewhere that's not a council room. So, if you would like to follow me back to my residence here in town, we can talk there where you'll be more comfortable, and I don't have to be out in the... He points up to the ceiling, but he's meaning the sky, so... Sun's out. Doesn't want to be out in it.
I may not turn to Pashini. Pashini, would you like a lift on the way? Or would you prefer to walk?
Just got these really cool little boot things. She. Oh, I'm just wondering, would she want to be carried? No, I think okay. No, I'm fine. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Rotharia does part from you guys. She kind of gives a little bow. It's kind of awkward because she's like 7.5 feet tall, so it's kind of awkward. She bows a little bit, and then she, now he's dragging his desk into the room.
Now the question of the campaign will be, will Pashini break us, or will the small child break us?
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. He wants to play too.
I
We're
know.
not giving you shit for this. This is genuinely adorable. And I also understand your frustration. You're doing just fine.
But, I mean, I'm already goldfish 95% of the time with him over here doing things. I'm like goldfish times 2, so it's just like squirrel. But Bertharia kind of bows awkwardly and then excuses herself.
I'll give her a respectful nod as she leaves.
Nadine.
Pashini will do like a wave, and also she will also druidcraft her something very small. Like Pashini can't druidcraft big things, only for like her size or for like on a pinky finger ring type situation.
She takes
She can do like long vines, like she did for Alucard, I think. But other than that, she's just everything's small.
She takes it and smiles. She walks out of the main doors that lead outside, and you all hear a big rush of wind, just a whoosh, as she goes back to her normal dragon self, and you guys catch a glimpse of a massive silver dragon
Does-
just taking off
Does
from the...
Pashini know that she's a drag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earth Mother would have told you that she's a
Yeah.
dragon.
Either way, she would have been like, "Whoa!"
Because Earth Mother would have been like, she's gonna piss off this dragon and not even gonna realize that it's a dragon, and it's just not gonna go well.
Give Alucard any weird looks, because as far as Alucard knows, this thing is actually made from an old dragon's bone. Does she look at all weird seeing me wielding the damn thing?
In hindsight, or just retroactively, roll me a perception check.
Okay, it is the first roll.
First roll of the game.
Right in this.
You have no idea.
God damn it, I even picked that because I wanted to actually have decent perception.
You have absolutely no idea. You get the sense, just because of what you are, you know that dragons are hard to read anyway. But you get the sense that she is not a young one, especially because of the size that you saw her when she took off just now. She's most definitely not a young dragon.
Currently hoping my ancestor didn't take the actual bone from her at one point.
If that was her bone, you'd be in a much different predicament right now.
Everyone ready to fight an ancient silver dragon for our first fight?
Somebody's got to do it. No, she at the moment is your all's ally. It's probably a good idea to keep her that way. But Pashini, you know, she is the delegate from the Fae. She is the one that the Fae sent to the council to speak on their behalf. At least the Night Court, anyway. No one from the Day Court showed up.
Okay.
You don't know if the Day Court was invited, knowing their history, or if they just chose not to show up. Either or is a very likely situation. But she leaves. Nadine stands up, and the dark-haired Nephilim man, who you hear her call him by his name, which is Naval. Naval. I know it's spelled naval. His name is Naval. He still looks very unhappy at this point. No idea why. He hasn't said anything that would tip off why he's just suddenly pissed off.
Is there any weird vibe between him and Nadine?
You can roll insight.
Sure, why not?
My passive insight of 21.
I'll get to you
Can
in a
I
second.
just roll something to see if Bashini would notice that he's,
Sure.
grumpy?
No. What is with these rolls?
This is fire.
There's a fire. Mommy's not at work right now. Okay.
I'm guessing Bashini notices that he's grumpy.
Pashini and Asir, you most definitely notice that he's grumpy. There's no tension between the two of them in particular. He's relaxed with her. He seems perturbed at something else. With the 22 and the 21, I'll say that you noticed it got triggered when he was pointed out by Lord Commander Alexa.
Yeah.
Morgan, you don't think there's anything going on between them with that 11, but you're not sure. He takes her arm. He kind of holds his arm out like this, and she gently takes it and looks back at all of you and kind of does the queen wave.
I'll bow.
Bashini's just going. She's directly paying attention to him, and she's just going, "Why are you grumpy?"
uh,
And she's just gonna like smile, like she's just like she genuinely wants to know.
Nadine just kind of looks at him with a smirk on her face, like waiting for him to answer, and he's just kind of, what?
He suddenly becomes distracted by a small child.
Yeah.
Didn't realize she was there. And it's just like, I can't tell this thing to go away.
It's small and it's adorable, so I can't crush it, but
Alright,
also
go put
don't
it
know
on.
what to do.
But he kind of is just kind of stunned by the fact that you're speaking to him in the first place. And then he looks at Nadine and he kind of looks at Morgan a little bit sideways, like he's trying to figure something out. And then it's none of your business as to why I'm not flustered. I'm not upset. I do
lying.
not need to go to work. What'd you say?
You're lying. You're not good at lying, but okay. And she just stops back to her group of people. She's just like wagging her little tail, like she knows she's caught him, and that's just her.
Nadine kind of grins at this as he tries to start leading her away, and she crafts a little rose and hands it to Pashini.
Aw, Pashini takes it. Is it like a big, decent rose?
Oh yeah, no, it's full size, like white rose. It's full size.
Okay, so
It's bigger than you.
Yeah, so she's basically going to carry it like in both of her arms and just kind of just hop along.
But she does link arms with him, and they lead each other off out of the room. There's some sort of relationship there, but it's unclear as to what it is.
Has Magnus gone off?
No, he's waiting for you guys to finish your pleasantries.
Alrighty, I'll start walking towards him then at that point. When Nadine actually and Nadine and Naval actually leave the room, I'll like head in his direction.
Hey,
I'll be there as well.
Alright. If there's nothing else anyone needs to do in the keep proper before you go into town, we'll go ahead and go to Magnus's house. He leads you on foot. He doesn't take a car. He doesn't take a car.
there are cars in your world. We'll gladly accept them.
There's airships. No. We're kind of Naruto this shit. There's TVs and stuff, but there's no cars. No, I'm kidding. But he leads you through town on foot. He does kind of make sure to stay in the shade a bit, avoiding direct sun patches as he can. He takes a shadier route through town, and eventually, after quite a little bit of walking, you make it to a rather nice old house over in White Orchard near the wall. It's surrounded by trees. There's a little my brain just completely lost the word for the little tiny rivers that go through places. Not the big rivers, but little tiny rivers. Creek.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the word. It's got a little creek with a little stone bridge going over it, and he makes mention as you arrive that this is not his permanent residence. This is just where he stays when he has business in town.
Yeah, as before we'd have stepped out, I'd have used my just normal human.
I'm sorry?
Right, just as we're about to step outside on the street, I'd use the hat. I'd just use the hat disguise to kind of look like still same armor, but just human instead of tiefling.
Okay.
Just on the way.
But yeah, he does make mention that this is not his permanent residence. This is only where he stays when he's got business in town or just needs to get away from his permanent residence. As you approach, there are banners on the house that are a horse with a sword crossed behind it as his insignia. As you enter the house, the servant opens the door. It's going to be a younger tabaxi woman, kind of short, fawn-colored fur and bright green eyes, and she smiles as she opens the door and lets you in. There's other servants about the house. Not many. A few of them are wearing masks. Kind of, sort of Venetian-style masks, but not completely. They don't have... Some of them don't have the full face mask. Some of them have, like, a partial. There's no explanation at this point of why they're wearing the masks. And none of them speak other than a tabaxi woman when you enter the house. As you do enter, there are lovely paintings on the wall. Some of him and a beautiful blonde-haired woman and a small child, and others of just that look like the child has grown up, and just him and 3 other people that you saw in the room before that Decimus the angel had the long staring moment with. Those 4 in a painting together. Each of them on a horse. Each horse is a different color, different shade of paleness. Stop taking your underwear off.
No. The owls got water on
Aww.
the astronaut in the water got water.
Okay, go put a pull up on them.
No, I need this.
What time is it?
Suck.
Can you go put your underwear on, please?
Kids are so great. I swear they are.
It's the best derailment of the stream we've ever had.
I'm so sorry.
Kids are so great.
He keeps just disrobing and running around the apartment.
Normally, the problem of an individual disrobing is an in-game problem with one of the players, not an out-of-game child-related incident.
But yeah, the photo, the painting on the wall is him, Alenza, Naval, and the other man with the pale hair, or the pale skin and the red eyes. He is on the red horse. It's a reddish colored horse. The others are on various... I thought I was going to have to cover the camera again. The others are on various...
My pants got water.
Okay, go get another pair of pants.
Blue.
Okay. The others are on a white horse, a gray horse, and a dappled black and gray looking horse.
So which one is Alenza on? Because that's something that Azir would be.
She is on the dappled gray and black horse. And again, the emblems around the house are the horse and the sword crossed behind it. But he leads you guys into a sitting room. It's very nice house. It's stone interior, stone walls, fireplaces going, because it is freezing outside. There's icicles just clinging to everything. Any water that runs outside instantly is just frozen.
So it's not.
And the snow is starting to pick up again. This looks like another snowstorm's coming in. Those of you that live up here, you're used to it. It'll pass in a day or 3 or 5. You don't know ever when it's going to pass, but it will. You're used to being out in it. Those of you from a little bit further south, it may still be cold where you're from. But why are you Steve Urkel now? But it's a lot colder than you're used to. He's got his pants all the way up here. Can't today. I can't.
He's going in jail.
I've not had enough sleep for this.
He's going in jail.
But yeah, he leads you guys to a room. The servants,
Where is my
2 of the masked servants bring in
He's
tea
going in jail.
and food
He's in jail.
for you guys. He comes in. Magnus comes back into the room after leaving for a moment.
Open it.
There's wine.
He's going in jail.
I'm not going to jail.
Yeah, he's going in my place. He's going in.
Mommy's not at work right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Okay. This is here going to jail. Here, going in the cave. Lock the door and then go.
He has an important word for you.
Lock this door and then jail.
He comes into the room with a wine decanter.
Okay.
2 wine decanters. One that looks
It's open.
very red. The other one looks like normal wine.
Okay.
He keeps the one that looks very red with him and puts the other one on the table for you guys. And servant starts pouring the wine for you all if you want it. He pours his own.
Okay.
Would
Okay.
would we be able to have deduced at this point what he is?
If you want to take a guess, yeah.
I would already know, correct?
You know.
Yeah, I know.
What would I know?
If you think you know what he is, I'll let you.
She will have no idea, but the wine, right? Did they put it in a small, very small, tiny little cup, or did they
Oh,
put it in
no.
a big one?
There is a thimble that they brought
Okay.
in and put on the table.
that's good enough.
Oh,
she won't
God.
get drunk off that, so it's...
I don't know, because I played a pixie once who got drunk off a thimble full of dwarvish whiskey, and it was a bad day.
You know, she'll have a sip, and we'll see how it goes.
This is the best wine you've ever had in your life.
Aww, yay!
I will gladly accept. And, so I think I see why you are on the concerned variety, and just sort of respectful head nod in the whole. Yeah. Just being very polite. Yes.
How do you mean concerned variety?
I see what.
You mean the
Sure, I see.
list?
Sorry.
Do you mean the list?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not concerned. He kind of just looks at his fingernails for a second. He is very much unconcerned about that list in regards to himself.
So what on the list are you concerned about then, if I may ask?
I am concerned for others in regards to that list. They know better than to come after me. We'll just say that much. But there are others. And honestly, I just don't want to deal with another world-ending situation. It was bad enough the first time. Don't want to deal with it again. My son needs to not be involved in this, and I have a feeling that's who they're going to go after, so... Yes. Plus, it's a duty of mine for other reasons to be involved, so...
I'm assuming that's who you want us to protect first. And our task is to deal with it first.
My son's protection is, at the moment, under my control. However, I do have information for you to go find. At least your first bit of possible location on the Midars. cult, if you want to call them that. I don't even want to give them that much attention, to be honest. I've gotten word from my spies that they have been spotted in or around the town of Raven Thicket. And I'll put that in the chat. They've been seen lurking around the docks there. It's those of you who aren't from around here, it's to the south, near the border of the north and the southlands on the coast. It's a small shipping town, it's not very large, fishing village mostly. Not sure what they're looking for down there. There's not much down there on that list that they would even be able to get a hold of, but...
So it is more followers of this fallen archangel that have been spotted.
Say again?
So it is more followers of this fallen angel that have been spotted. I was told that they were put asleep.
I don't know if they're followers or if they're fanatics that have discovered lost texts and are trying to bring back something that they don't truly understand. But either way, I'm more concerned if it is someone who's just trying to bring back something that they don't understand, because ignorance is more dangerous than knowledge, in my opinion.
When were they last spotted?
A week or two ago. I've had someone trying to tail them, but it's difficult due to daylight. As I'm sure you've all figured out what I am.
You know what? Pasheen is gonna roll because I don't think she would realize. So
there
would that just be
are no vampires in the Fey realms that you're aware of, so you may not know.
Would that just be just a general insight or perception?
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay. Nope. Pasheen is just like happy.
Absolutely no idea. For all you know, he's an archfey that just doesn't like the sun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's just looking around, just, not... She's paying attention, but that just went over her head.
Yeah. The rest of you know what he is.
Yeah. I will turn to the rest of you and say, it's been a week or two since they were last spotted. I guess we should move quickly then.
Yes.
And try to dispatch of them as soon as possible.
How quickly can we be off?
Oh, go ahead.
How quickly can we be off?
If I can supply horses, probably within the next 24 hours, though by the looks of this storm, and those of you who aren't used to navigating it, it might want to wait a day, too. It's getting rough.
Is there any other information that we need?
Well, you in particular need to be careful. I don't think they're going to be very choosy on which little child with wings that they decide they're going to...
I agree.
But we should probably make haste.
Before we do that, Lord Magnus, I was tasked with providing you with these items. They're from, I do not know how to pronounce his name. Is it
Strelok?
Strelok. Strelok did mention that I should provide you with these, and then I'll take out the 2 vials and the letter, and I'll slide them over to him.
He'll take the 2 vials and he'll look at them very, very curiously, and he'll pop the cork on one and smell it, and kind of like pulls back a little bit and pushes the cork back in, like it's offended him somehow. It's like smelling food that is just absolutely disgusting. It's probably good for you, but it just smells terrible. It's like smells like Brussels sprouts or some. Brussels sprouts absolutely stink. I'm sorry for those of you that
They
like
do.
them. I'm sorry, they're awful. But he looks at the letter and he sees that it's addressed to his son, so he's not going to open it. He just kind of opens his jacket and slides it in and puts the bottles in there as well. Says, I'll give it to him as soon as he wakes up. He's still... It's still very early in the day, and I'm not going to go wake him for this. I will give him the letter, and we'll give Lord Strelok his response
Thank you.
as soon as possible. He sips his glass of wine.
Well, we have a day, it seems, before we move out. I wouldn't know how bad the storms up here get, correct, because I haven't been up this way.
No, you wouldn't know. Alucard and Acer, you would know how bad the storms can get. You also know the things that lurk in the storms and in the Wild North, because the Keep is pretty much the only center of civilization in most of the Wild North. There's little tiny villages here and there that are just on their own. But until you get to the Southlands, then it's wild territory up there. There's many things that can go wrong in between the Keep and Raven Thicket. It's probably best to not venture out when the visibility is as low as it is due to the snow.
Yes.
How what's the word I'm looking for? How long is it from, or how long would it take to get from,
What just happened?
how long would it take to get from where we are now to Raven Thicket?
Magnus kind of looks at the map. He's got a map out now and he looks at it. Okay. He looks at the map and by horseback, if you don't encounter any more storms, a week maybe. It's not gentle terrain to traverse.
That's another week.
But I feel like they'll either be lingering around still, or their trail's not going to be hard to pick up from there, at least for you lot, where you can travel during the day. It's kind of hard, as I said, for my agents to locate anything during the daytime.
I understand.
I have non-vampiric servants, but
Or a vampire.
I was waiting for it.
I was too.
yes, I am, little centaur. You're strange looking, and he kind of like reaches over. Where are you from? And he like pulls out a notebook and starts like taking notes.
I'm from... I was born in autumn, and then we would travel through summer, and then she does. She knows that she's in the Fey realms, but she thinks that's like normal. If that makes sense.
He understands after a moment. He has to think about it, and he looks at you again, and he's like, that explains quite a bit. You're from the Fey realms, aren't you?
Yes. And I've been there my whole life until...
Well,
would you say like about like a week, maybe 2 weeks?
As the humans like to say, you're not in Kansas anymore, little Centaur.
Nope. I don't even know where that is.
I don't either.
It's an old dwarven smithing town we've yet to really chart out. It's just a legend of old.
It's getting written down. It's Moria.
Kansas Moria confirmed.
All right. I think real quick at this point we'll probably go ahead and take a quick break. Chat, we will be back in a few minutes. Again, we are sponsored by Roll20, so if you want to go over and make a free account, go to roll20.net/start. Sign up for your free account. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games, and there are plenty of modules that you'll definitely find. You'll find something that you'll want to play. Again, thank you to the patrons, and we will be right back. If I can hit the right button.
Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent. And every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Nothing.
I also forgot to unmute myself and you guys, so they didn't even hear what he just did.
Don't worry, just give it a second. We'll be fine. Should we say give him a second and we'll be fine? We'll have more to add to the stream in just a second.
For those of you that weren't muted, as soon as I hit return to stream, he just lets out the biggest man belch. He's 3. Yeah, you did.
Pride. Adorable.
Alright. We made a deal. Cookie for silence. It's not working.
2 cookies for silence.
Yeah, I think as players, we need to step it up. Normally, it's supposed to be the players causing this reaction to the DM, not the children in the background.
I mean, Nuka can confirm the Monday game killed me when they brought up penguins.
Penguins.
What kind of griffin is that, Ori? It's a penguin. Newt, motherfuckers.
We're off to a great start. Exactly what we signed up for.
There's a clip on my channel. Alright, back on topic though. You guys were talking to Magnus about how long it would take to travel, what all you needed to do. You have a chance to gather supplies and get whatever you need. So he's gonna supply horses that you can borrow. He emphasizes the borrow. The horses must be returned. He is very adamant on the horses must be returned. However, he's willing to help you get any sort of supplies that you need to get. Also, due to the storm, if you don't have your own lodgings here or don't have someone you can stay with, he will supply a room in the house for you to stay in.
Does Pashini have anywhere to actually stay? Because I know she was staying with
Rytharia went home.
Yeah, Rytharia went home.
She's done fucked right back off to the Fey realms.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought.
God.
So Pashini's just kind of like
that dragon went bye. That dragon was like nope.
She just raises a hand.
Magnus sets out a cat bed.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm kidding.
Actually, well, there is place for everyone to sleep if we want to remain together.
Was I staying were me and Nadine staying in the same area or the same place, or
you and Nadine were staying in there? She does have a residence in town for when she has to come visit, but she was staying in the keep.
And I'm assuming she's headed back now, though.
She's probably going to wait out the snowstorm.
Okay.
If you were going to go find her, she's probably with Naval still.
Mm-hmm.
Doing whatever it is those two are going to do. Don't know what they're doing. Never got that far. But if you want to find her, you might want to have to ask around, see where he's at, because she's with him.
Oh no, I was just wondering, lodgings. Why? It's what I need to do.
You don't have a key to her house.
Yeah, no. I figured not.
Because this isn't somewhere she normally goes.
Right.
So you'll have to go back to the keep, find her or Naval, because he is... What? He is at the keep. I'm gonna lose my mind. I need...
Only session 1, you're okay. You can do this.
It's not you guys.
Got this. You've got this.
He's only hamming it up because I've got the camera on right now.
What? A camera? Oh my
No one can say this is dull. This is like very entertaining, regardless of anything else.
The cutest. The cutest.
I'm gonna lose my ever-loving
Smile. Smile, smile.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I promise it's normally just me here on Fridays, so he's usually at school. If you can't tell, he's sick. Alright. But yeah, he offers lodgings for the night. Pashini, if you need a place to stay, and one of them won't take you back with you, he will offer a room.
Is it a
Pashini probably would take the room that he offers.
He puts a cat bed in the middle of a bed.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
like,
it's got pillows. One of the tabaxi servant in particular has taken a liking because you're so tiny and has piled pillows up around the cat bed.
Can Kashini get up onto the bed?
the bed, right? That is the
like
Pashini can jump pretty decently. Like it's
okay.
She's technically, or they're technically an antelope, but in this setting they're kind of but they have like a decent jump, but you know, she may not be very good at it.
So does that mean it takes them like a couple of tries to get up onto the bed?
Maybe, I don't know. It depends. Depends if I roll well.
Is it a seer?
Yep.
Am I saying that right? Did you offer lodgings?
Yes.
Okay. So, Pashini, did you want to stay here, or I believe a seer did offer lodgings, and it would keep us all together. That way, it's much easier for us to.
the vampires.
Okay.
Ori knows like my characters.
You're lucky that you're too small for him to even be like, you know what, I want a midnight snack.
Like, he 100% doesn't know the dangers.
Except for, he's probably the safest vampire to be around. But you don't know that. You're just like, I want to stay with the apex predator in his house at night.
You can see the trait. She goes to the scary scarred guy and then goes to the vampire. You can see where this is going. She doesn't understand.
Phenomenal passive insight, itty bitty understanding of danger.
But yeah, Magnus just chills, drinking his blood wine that he's got, and
A seer, if it's not too much trouble, I understand that you have your own lodgings here, but would you be agreeable to staying here as well? That way it is easier for us to congregate.
If
It's not too much for you. If we're not putting upon you, Lord Magnus.
oh no, it's not a problem for me at all, no.
Oh, was that
Every time I take a drink.
Yeah, was
it makes
that
something funny, and I'm gonna spit it out at some point.
was that
what
sarcasm? Yeah, was that sarcasm?
No. No, he's just...
Or was that DM reaction to baby?
That was DM reaction to baby.
There's just a servant piping up every time Magnus talks. The reason they wear the mask is that they can't figure out which one of them is, so that he can't figure out which one of them is back talking him the entire time.
I've threatened him with the turning off of the TV. I will turn Hilda off. I like Hilda, but I will turn it off.
And what of you, Alucard? Are you staying would you be willing to stay here as well? Or
If you need me to protect you, I will. I prefer my own home, but if this is necessary for the mission, I will do
It's
it.
perfectly safe here overnight. I won't harm anyone. I don't eat people that are in my house.
and I'm not worried about my own protection. I won't need it. It's just easier for us to gather in the tomorrow to be able to leave out if we were all in one spot.
Yes. That I agree.
Fair enough. I will stay here for the evening with you all.
Pashini just claps.
Magnus just looks at the small centaur and then looks at the rest of you, kind of raises an eyebrow a bit, opens his mouth to say something, and then thinks better of it, and then just, I've got some things to go take care of in my study. If you see a young man walking around the house, long blonde hair, that's my son. He won't hurt you. Just be nice.
I'll nod and say, thank you for your hospitality.
Pashini is just gonna go, if you want to talk more about the Fae, I'm here.
Maybe I will take you up on that later, okay? And he's just like,
She nods.
just leaves. He goes through a door, down a hallway, and he's gone. It's a big house. You're not gonna find him unless you look really hard. He is hiding from the small centaur that he is allowed into his house.
The small centaur scares everybody. She's too friendly.
Well,
He's like, I don't trust this abomination.
It's fine. How late in the day is it?
At this point, because the council meeting started probably about 9 or 10 a.m., it's probably now around 1 in the afternoon. He's honestly, Magnus is probably going to bed because he's been up most of the day. So, he's going to bed. You're not going to find him if you go looking for him.
well,
So you've got the run of the house for the rest of the day, afternoon. Dinner will be served for you, or you can go out into town in the snowstorm. Go do whatever you need to do. If you need to go back to the keep, fine. You need to go to your house, retrieve whatever it is you need to retrieve. That's fine as well. Or any arrangements that you need to make if you need to go speak to anyone.
I think Pashini will just pretty much just explore the house. Like as soon as Magnus has gone off, she's jumped off the table and it's just
Cue the Castlevania music.
yeah, she's just like exploring. She's just zipping around.
Hold on, let me pull out my Medusas and everything.
Well, is this how we find out you're an evil DM? You just fill 3 of the rooms with Medusa heads that go through the room for like multiple times and they regenerate every time you get knocked back.
Listen, I thought I was good at that game, and then it released on the Switch again recently, and I realized that it was either harder than I remember, or I was just very bad at it.
Alucard is just following the centaur the entire time, just making sure that they don't get hurt.
You find some libraries and some nice rooms. There's a room full of instruments. There's one that's got a very nice piano in it. Some violins and other instruments just on racks on the wall. It seems he or someone else in the house has a love of the musical arts. There's some sheet music on the piano that looks handwritten. He's probably sat down and written it up. There's most of the doors are unlocked. There are a few that you cannot get into unless you want to pick the locks to the rooms.
That sounds like a challenge.
I don't think anyone here has a thieves kit, so good luck.
I mean, wait, do I have anything?
Oh no.
I could turn into like a small little tiny thing to fit underneath doors. So, but I'm just wondering, would Pashini be curious enough to do that, or would she just be like, run into door, doesn't open, run away?
And it's not just a single level house. It's got a couple stories to it, and then there's a basement.
I would like to find where I will be sleeping.
Servant is easy enough to find, and will lead you to where your room is going to be. There is, as you walk around the house, a large black wolf just kind of lurking in the halls.
Is it friendly?
Does Pashini see it?
Are you approaching it, or?
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, she'll approach it. She's just gonna go, "Hi, I'm a Pashini."
It actually responds back in common.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hi, Pashini. I am, fuck. Hold on, I'm having a moment. Aris. My name is Aris. I've had this character for years, and I forgot his name in like half a second.
It happens.
He just sits down on his back legs and just kind of cocks his head a little bit. And the wolf has red eyes. They're not... It's not a normal wolf. It doesn't look like a normal wolf.
So is he like... Yeah, she's gonna... Yeah, she's going, are you a vampire too?
No.
Why do you talk?
I've always been able to talk.
That's so cool! She's just like, can I touch you?
He kind of cocks his head again and is like, looks at, I guess, Morgan's with her.
Yeah, I'm like on my way. I've been like on my way to my room, and I see this, and so
He kind of cocks his head and is
see-
like, sure?
She like instantly just runs up and just hugs, like hugs
No.
his leg or something. It's just like
goes,
instant.
like stiff, and he's like, what is this?
She's
You know
like,
the dog,
"You're so
like
soft."
motion when they're like, I don't know what's going on right now.
And she's like, you're so soft, and she's just like just stroking him, just patting him. It's like, I'm a centaur. I'm not from around here.
I gathered
Just look at
that
him.
much. You smell funny.
Pashini's gonna like sniff herself. She's like, I think I smell nice. I smell like flowers and clean. Well, actually no,
No,
because
you
I've got sticks and mud.
smell wrong.
Not even off, just wrong.
wrong, right?
Even more insulting that way.
Pashini's gonna think for a second.
Blunt.
Yeah, Pashini's
I like
gonna
this
think for a
wolf.
second. She's just gonna like lift up her hoof, and she's just like the little black spot that obviously isn't paint. She's gonna lift that up, and it's like, this kind of wrong, or just me.
No, you don't smell like this place. You smell...
Ah.
And Morgan, you can hear it in talking. It's not just talking to her because she's a druid. You can hear this conversation as it is going.
Pashini's gonna be like, I'm from the Fey realms,
Oh.
I think. I was born in autumn, and then we travel through summer, and then we travel back through autumn again. She's just telling this wolf that she goes through like the autumn and the summer courts, and it's just like,
He's very confused.
She's talking about like how she has a brother and like her family are all like druids, at least a majority of them. She's just going on.
He's like,
She's just
I don't know what a family is.
"Aw, family is people who look after you."
Oh. Okay.
Pashini,
Hmm?
question. How are you involved in all of this since being from the Feywild and being as young as you are?
Well, big scary thing came and chased me and my family, and my brother decided I wanted to talk to the thing because it looked like it was in pain. And then my brother said that we had to go, so I went through a tree. And then halfway through the tree, I got caught. And then this happened, and she shows the like little black hoof that she's just got. And then I found myself somewhere, and I don't know where, and I don't know how to get home. But then the dirt mummy showed up, and she told me that I had to go help. So I went and helped, and here I am. I got lost.
Morgan has just been like nodding and like the more you talk, like the more confusion appears on her face.
If you
like
want to roll religion to see who the hell she's talking about.
Okay. Because Dirt Mummy is not one I'm familiar with. Let's see. Religion. This is going to go great. That's a nice +0. Yep.
You have absolutely no idea.
So yeah, definite confusion. Yep, just nodding. Dirt Mummy?
It takes a while for Pashini to just register the actual name because she gives nicknames to creatures sometimes. And she goes, Dirt Mummy is the Earth Mother.
The Earth Mother. Even like with my 3, like I recognize
with that name, you know the name.
Okay, recognize.
Dirt Mommy is nothing that you were familiar with.
Yeah, no. Dirt Mummy, nope. Earth Mother, yeah. Okay, got you.
You know
I follow.
of her.
Oh, so you are a follower of the Earth Mother.
Well, it was more bedtime stories where I was told that if you go do things that you're not supposed to do, the Earth Mother comes and takes you away.
This is Krampus?
The Earth Mother has just become Krampus.
Right.
That's what my mummy told me. Because I'd always run off and I would always bring things that weren't very nice.
The Earth Mother is Krampus.
So were you taken away by the Earth Mother?
I got lost.
You got lost, okay, and the Earth Mother told you to come.
And the creature that was chasing my family chased me, and I think it caught me, but then I went through a tree to get to where we're supposed to actually go, which is a safe haven for my kind when danger comes. But I didn't go there. I went somewhere else, and I didn't know where I was, and then I found this old building ruin, and that's where I fell asleep, and that's when the Earth Mother came, also known as Dirt Mummy.
I understand now. Okay.
She's just like nodding along. She's just trying to think.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be an asset as a champion of the Earth Mother.
Very powerful.
I believe it.
By the way, throughout this whole entire thing, she's still got like one arm wrapped around the
I'll put his name in the chat. I meant to do it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, Aaron's, yeah.
The wolf kind of just does the dog thing where he kind of like extracts his foreleg, like, ew.
I'll turn to it's Eris? Aris? Sorry. Aris. I'll turn to Aris and say, are you keeping watch? Are you a guard?
I am the he kind of like mutters something in a language you don't understand, and then it's like, I am his familiar but not a familiar. I'm not a familiar, but I act as a familiar.
She's like, that's so cool.
I keep watch on the house during the day.
Okay.
Voice is slowly changing so I can't keep the high pitched.
I am going to retire to my quarters now.
He just slowly slinks down the hallway backwards away from the tiny centaur.
I think Rashidi would kind of just shadow him for a while.
I'll
until
say
she found something else to talk
after,
to.
like, as Pashini's walking away, I will say, please be careful. We do not want to disrespect Lord Magnus while we're here. Please keep that in mind.
I'm always careful. She just calms down.
Okay. Alucard and Aster, is there anything you want to do before the day / evening finishes out and we move on to the morning?
I'm going to have found a quiet spot. Quiet spot where someone would allow me to set up a small little ritual area with a few implements, and spend a bit of time just in the prayer.
Okay.
But then I'm also going to cast commune.
Okay.
You're aware, you know the distance of that spell?
I have to look at it again. Hold on. I'll just pull up your sheet.
Yep.
I know the specifics. I just need a refresher. If D&D Beyond will load. There we go. Okay.
So yeah, going to cast this and focusing on first question. Will we find this cult for certain in Raven Thicket?
It's a moment of silence before you feel the familiar presence, that almost nothingness that is the presence of the death god Mortalis. And you get a slightly hesitant, but then he becomes sure of himself, yes. He just waits.
And second question, will they be coming for the flame soon?
You get the sense that he doesn't know, so he gives you an unclear.
And then the third and final question is,
I got one more, did it? I got it. I can play I did doors. These doors. I can get out. The trap.
are they going to be certainly hunting Morrigan.
He gives you an unclear. He doesn't know. There are, I will say, you do know at the moment. You only know of 3 Nephilim: Morgan, Naval, and Nadine, all 3 which were in the room today. If there's others, you don't know who they are. They're either in hiding or they're very good at not being seen. So he just gives another unclear. He doesn't know. In that instance, there's multiple targets that could be, gone after.
Yeah, and I'll spend a while after thinking, praying, and then powering to whatever room they have for me.
Okay. Yep, there's a room prepared for you. Near the other rooms. Everyone is grouped together. That way no one is wandering the house at night. He is a benevolent host, but that doesn't mean you won't catch him at a bad time. Generally, from what you know of him, at least Morgan, he's not going to harm someone that he has in his house as a guest. And generally, he won't harm anyone, period, without consent. He won't feed on someone without consent. Magnus is a proper man, proper lord. He's a good boy. But, yeah. So, evening passes, dinner is served. It's very nice food for food being made by no one that actually eats food in the house. Nice, hearty meal for the living people inside the house. Night passes without any sort of event. The storm gets absolutely wild outside overnight. It's howling, winds battering the windows and the doors. You can swear you hear something very large howling or growling or making noise outside the city walls, but you're not entirely sure what it is. Could be a dragon, could be a giant wolf that is much larger than any wolf you've seen before. Could be some other abomination that you have no idea what it is. Even those of you who live here are like, I don't know what that was. It could have been the wind, it could have been some monstrosity we've not seen before. I can't even right now. I need Ugg boots and Starbucks because that's how much I can't even. Okay, but yeah. In the morning, storm seems to have calmed down a little bit. Not really sure if it's going to get worse throughout the day or if it's going to get better. Right now it seems to be stable to where it's visible up until a certain point. The 2 of you that live here know that you can travel in this. You're just going to have to be very careful because to get down from the mountain itself, to even get across the terrain, to even head towards Raven Thicket, steep cliff sides. You've got to go down the mountain. You're up high in the mountain. You've got to go down the mountain, and you've got enough visibility to do it. You're just going to have to be careful. So, the horses are waiting for you in the morning. Magnus is awake, very tired looking because he didn't sleep much the day before. And he's waiting to greet you. Nadine is actually also there. The other Nephilim is nowhere to be seen. He's probably off in the keep somewhere doing whatever it is his little angry butt does. And that's it. Nadine and Magnus are there to wave you off.
I'll be there. I'll be there fine and ready. And checking over the horse as best I can. making sure that it can take the weight of the armor and everything.
And you each have a different horse. Yep, go throw that away. One of you, there is a black Frisian horse. The best kind. Its name is Snowball. There is the same kind of horse that you saw in the painting of Alenza that's got the dappled black and gray fur. It's not the same horse, obviously, because she's not going to give up her horse. Similar horse to that. Slightly smaller than the Frisian. The Frisian you can tell is a war horse. This is definitely a mount for battle. Then there's a third horse. There's not 4. There's only 3.
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
The third horse is a large white horse, Shadowfax looking kind of horse. But they're all waiting. Each of them has the emblem hanging off of their bridle with the horse and the sword across it to identify whose horses they are. But Snowball is going to be going to whoever is the largest person.
Oh man.
Probably Alucard.
The tall, beefy boy. What do you want
The
from
white
me?
horse is the second biggest horse, and then the dappled gray is the smallest one of the 3.
Okay, I will probably take the dapple gray, I think.
Its name is Stormy.
I'll take Stormy.
You can
I'll
tell
go the white.
Magnus did not name that one. He
Okay.
probably named Snowball. The white horse. You're not getting another cookie, you've had 2. The white one is named Thunder. Okay, go sit down. The white one's named Thunder. So.
Yep.
And Pashini, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna pull a Hobbits or Lord of the Rings and give you a pony. You're gonna ride with someone on their horse.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
fine.
thinking like there's like a little tiny cart in the back so she
Well,
could ride it.
out of the 3 horses, which one looks the most scary?
Oh, the Frisian, most definitely.
Yeah.
The Frisian.
She would join whoever's on the Frisian.
The dappled gray and black is a Percheron, by the way. Never mind, it's the second largest. The fuck am I thinking? The Percheron is the second largest. The white one's the smaller one.
Okay, well,
So whichever one is the biggest one will have to be Alucard because of all of the armor and the tall dragon woman.
Alrighty, I will take the white one then, more than likely the smallest one.
It's not that much smaller than the other 2. The other 2 are definitely, they're war horses. They're meant for hefty things to be on them.
What's the name of the Frisian again?
Snowball.
Snowball, Stormy, and Thunder. So yeah, I'll be on Thunder then.
Thunder is very spunky.
Oh no!
Snowball's just...
Okay, my animal handling's +3. I think I'll be fine, maybe.
Snowball is
possibly.
pretty much Frollo's horse. I just straight up stole Snowball. I'm sorry. I stole Frollo's horse. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the whole taking care, make sure everything is in place as it should be, and then on top.
If you guys want to roll animal handling to see how your horses like you.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
Pashini, you can help whoever you're riding with.
Yeah, I'll help out. Yeah.
Shut the door.
Yep,
Okay.
about as good as I expected.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Who is Pashini riding
If
with?
the help,
I'm with Alucard.
Alucard,
She's on the biggest, scariest horse in her perspective, so
Okay.
that's...
so with the if it's giving me advantage, it's a 14.
Snowball is not
Snowball's-
happy, but once Pashini helps you kind of like calm him down, he's
Virginia's in front of the
tolerable
horse,
you.
just like its nose is pretty much almost as big as her, probably. And she's just like patting him, and she's just like, "It's okay."
He,
fine.
We're doing the Incredible Hulk, Age of Ultron, like calm down. Hey, you ready?
Go take that out.
You okay? You doing fine? It's
Doesn't
gonna
get
be
real.
okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
We have a
you
very
get the
tall
sense
dragon
that
boy on top of you.
Snowball is going to take some coaxing to get you to like him, or get him to like you, rather. It's
He loves
possible.
Pashini.
It's possible, but he's not happy about his master not being on his back.
I heard him. No, I heard him.
And
Aw.
go put this in the fridge, please.
Okay.
He's gonna take some getting used to. Morrigan,
Yep.
Thunder is not happy.
Not having it.
You don't know if it's like the fact that it's used to something the complete opposite of you being on it, i.e. the undead, the vampires,
Mm-hmm.
or if is your halo out or did you just miss it?
Oh, huh?
Is your
Yeah, no.
is
My wings and my halo are completely dismissed. Like,
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not freaking out because fire bad. It's not happy, and it takes you quite a while to get on its back before it eventually decides to let you on. Controlling him is another matter.
mm-mm.
You have to fight him for a little bit. You're gonna have to fight him. And show him who's the boss.
yeah.
So, it's gonna take you a little bit along the way, but eventually you will get the horse to acquiesce to your requests, to listen, and not take you off a cliff, or into a tree, or into a rock wall. I'm not speaking from experience.
Oh no!
Or jump a creek.
You
or
just
go on
see
his
me
back.
like the horse is like moving, and I'm just like sitting there, like patting it, and please work with me. Please work with me. Please work with me. Like trying not to panic. Like trying not to panic. Attempting.
You can roll another animal handling if you
Right.
want.
No.
Whereas I'm fine. I got 23.
You're good. Thunder's like, this is great. There you go. Eventually he warms up and listens to you. Begrudgingly after taking you into about 3 trees. Been there, done that. It sucks. I have had an asshole horse.
Oh no.
Just like, let's jump a creek that's 6 feet deep with you on my back. Let's do that. No,
I
Crap.
don't do well.
we're not doing this today, Pat. No, come on. But yeah, eventually Nadine and Magnus see you off after you have your issues with your horses. 2 of you anyway. They see you off. You start riding down the mountain. Alucard and Aesir, you're used to the cold, the wind that's biting. You've got the clothing, the cloaks to deal with it. You've got the heavy winter gear if you need it. If not, whatever. You're used to it.
I'm guessing Pashini's like in a saddlebag or something, because there's no
Pashini,
way
they would
she
have supplied you with like
would
furs
like a basket.
to
Yeah.
sit in. Morgan, they would have provided. Nadine would have provided you with a nice heavy fur cloak.
Lucky.
Did you just spill chocolate milk all over my pillow?
No.
It looks like chocolate milk all over my pillow.
Oh my god.
The denial and the pride in the denial is the best part of it.
My pillow.
Hold on.
Oh, that's so cute.
The entire ride that we're going, Alucard's just looking at Pashini like, okay, I respect you. That's it that I do not
Pashini's
have.
just Pashini's just poking her head out, probably just watching the scenery go by.
Alucard's just occasionally just like calling back to you, making sure you're okay and comfortable enough.
She's fine. She's just like, she's not used to being carried. She usually walks everywhere, but like recently she's been either carried or just kind of people would just try to help her, but she doesn't mind.
Uh-oh.
See a monster manual being taken out.
As you guys are riding,
Begins.
you
Yeah.
where'd it go? I lost it already.
Purple worm. Purple worm.
Look, I'm not that mean right now. Jeez, no faith in me.
I have the utmost faith. We can take a purple worm at our level.
Single goblin. Single goblin. One lone goblin.
Actually, no, you know
One load
what?
goblin idea.
No, what happens is it's two lone goblins, and we take down one, and we're like, oh yeah, we're so proud. And the second goblin gets eaten by a remoraz that just pops out of the ground.
Uh-oh.
Alright, you.
Okay, the thing is, when a DM smiles, it's not just when they smile, it's when they do like the very small, almost cheeky smile where you're like, oh god, what manner of fuckery is about to be unleashed upon us?
Oh yeah, I've done it with players. I've had like
Mm.
the goods of the biscuit and just
Mm.
oh
Mm.
or it's when you got someone with your rolling dice doing your dice rolls because they're watching. You get all of those dice.
Although, if you ever just want to scare a player entirely, it doesn't matter what level they are, all you have to say is, and you notice that the creature seems to have fleshy eye stalks. The word eye stalks just excites so much fear in people. They're just like, no, please,
Hey,
no,
what if it's a
can't
flump?
be. Right, it could be a flump, but no one ever assumes it's a flump.
I like to
Everyone
use
always
flumps.
goes to beholder.
Hold her immediately.
I like to use flumps, so just a heads up, because I want a pet flump. I want a flump. I love them so much. Alright. You guys are walking through the woods. Your phone is dead. No.
Yay!
I joke, but I've done it. You guys are probably... This is not an accurate depiction of the mountainside.
Oh crap. Sorry.
This is no way any sort of accurate depiction of the mountainside. Just FYI. But you guys are right about here near this bridge. If you want to drag your tokens onto the screen. I will not drag horse tokens onto the screen because I can't be bothered right now.
Gotta figure out how the hell I do that.
Go to your where your character sheet's at on Roll20. Click on it and drag it over.
I got it. Okay.
And I want, because you guys are going to have to actively be checking for dangers as you're going down a mountain. So, perception checks from everyone.
Okie dokie.
At least one was good.
She's coming in with that god tier level perception roll.
Morgan, perception.
She's got really good stats.
Bashini, you oddly notice that there are 4 individuals staring out from above in the sky, looking down upon you.
That's not what I wanted.
Yes.
Well, to be honest, Pashini's not paying attention to the horse. She's just looking around anyway, so it works.
I can't find a white dragon, so there's a dragon with a Santa hat on.
Then what?
Oh boy.
Well, starting off
That's
strong, everybody.
right. That's nice to start off.
Sorry. Actually, what's its stealth?
I can't imagine it's very high being a giant dragon.
Dragon,
It's
right?
a heavy snowstorm and it's a white dragon.
That's true, though. That's true.
Oh yeah.
It would have advantage at the very least.
It's
think I have
okay.
to-
It rolled very low. All of you actually
Pashini
see
spots
this
it.
dragon.
My passive is 16, so that helps.
Yeah, all of you see. As you're about to cross the bridge, in a mound of snow, an absolutely just massive mound of snow, you see some wings poking out. It thinks it's hiding.
Pashini's just gonna go, "Oh, dragon!"
So you don't know if it's awake. You don't know if it's ambushing you. And
Yeah, Pashini literally just blurts out, "Ooh, dragon!"
Oh
Just
no.
points.
Cowboy.
how loud did you say that?
Cowboy.
I mean,
Cowboy.
Mm.
Cowboy.
Be honest.
Right. Honesty.
Pashini doesn't know. If she
That's
sees something
fine.
interesting that she likes, she will just blurt it out. It might have been, I would say it was like decently loud. It wouldn't be like a full-on yell. It would be loud enough for the party to hear, maybe a little bit more. Just a loud inside voice, I guess I would say.
Okay. It does have a high passive. So if you're trying to not be heard, a stealth roll. Please.
Nah, Pashini's just like, she just blurts it out. She's not being
Oh,
stealthy
no.
at all.
Here we go.
Yep.
Pashini kills the party.
Alright.
Let it begin.
Oops, wrong thing.
TPK. TPK.
Crap.
TPK.
I just want you to know I rolled a d20 to see if you encounter something, and you got a 19. So,
Oh no.
Oh,
go ahead and roll your initiative from the D&D Beyond sheets.
Okay.
Actually, click on your token first, and then go to the D&D Beyond sheet and tell
Okay.
me if it. I want to see if it'll roll to the initiative order.
Let's see.
Oh, good.
It did.
There it is.
Wow, I got good initiative for my dexterity being terrible.
What's the dragon's initiative?
Not awful.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled twice because I rolled before you say click on the token, so.
No, it's fine. Okay. The dragon's slow. I'll fix yours to what you rolled the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, white dragons are very slow. Except for it beat you, so.
Yep, it beat me.
Alright. Pashini. Giant, frosty, screamy, white lizard covered in snow. It looks kind of like Rytharia, except for it's not shiny. And she's a
Can
lot bigger.
I do an insight check to see if this thing is actually like dangerous and is going to eat us?
Sure.
Like,
It's blocking the bridge.
yeah, she just wants to know if it's hostile
It's
towards
gonna ask you 3 questions.
27. What's like my roll?
It looks hungry.
Okay.
And
Okay.
from what you know of white dragons, they're kind of feral.
Yep. All right. What's she gonna do?
Though, like I said, this one is not as large as Raytharia, so
Yeah.
it's not an ancient one.
And it's just blocking the
It's
bridge,
blocking
right?
the bridge.
Scroll down. Oh, what should I do? I have so many things. Wait.
Also, it's canon. It's wearing Santa hat. Someone put it on it while it's sleeping.
That's
Hey,
why
you know
it's
what?
doing.
I will actually cast. Yeah. I will cast Erupting Earth on it. It's 120
Okay.
feet area. So I can reach it. As long as it's
What's the
within
save
120.
on that?
The save is a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
So
he's
this
gonna fail. Okay.
that's yeah. And my it has to be an 18.
Oh, baby, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Let
fails.
me. Is there anything else? It takes bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half the damage on a successful.
Oh, he failed.
Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand. So I don't know if that. She would cast it where it wouldn't cause problems for the party. So like,
Directly under the dragon.
yeah, directly underneath the dragon.
That's fine.
It's
There
20-foot cube.
There will be room to move.
Yeah.
Away from it. What are
Okay.
you doing? Alright. Is that all Pashini's gonna do?
Yeah, that's all Pashini's gonna do.
Alright. Alucard.
Okay, Alucard's gonna do what they do best. They're gonna run up to the dragon, like as close as they can get, while trying to remain out of the erupting earth. They're gonna take their first attack, and they're gonna try and also hit it with. I think this is the right one. Yes, this is the right one. I'm just putting it in chat for your benefit, Ari, but I'm gonna make the roll and roll 20. Take first of 3 attacks. The glaive.
Okay.
That's going to be a 30 to hit.
What's the wisdom? What's the DC for the
The
wisdom?
save is wisdom 18. I know they have high save.
It fails. This dragon's not very smart.
Okay, so it has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than me until the end of my next turn. So basically, I just run up to it and I just clip off a section of its wing, and I'm just like, you, me, now. And then I'm going to take the other 2 attacks on it.
Okay.
It's a 28 to hit. And that's a 27 to hit. And then bonus action, Pullmaster. I need to make the actual attack. That'll be the damage for it if this attack roll goes through. Which it's a 30, so
Yeah,
it's
that hits.
so the total is 7, 11, so that's 18 plus another 11, that's 29 plus 6, so that's 35 points of damage plus 1 d10 for my superiority die, so that's 10. I mean 2.
He
So, yeah.
took a pretty good hit from you.
Yes, and it's disadvantage on any other attacks to try and hit anyone else besides me.
And now he's mad.
Yep, I figured. That's what I'm used to.
Is that all you
That's
got?
the end for my turn. I've used everything I got.
Morgan.
I'm not gonna move any closer to the dragon. Not trying to get eaten. I'm just gonna pull my bow off my back and then load it up with two arrows and take 2 shots at it. I can do this correctly. Oh, that's slow.
That misses.
Of course.
Uh,
The arrow just kind of hits off the hide.
for that first one, could I use my reaction and do my War God's Blessing?
What's the?
It means I can give a +10
Plus
bonus.
10, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yep.
So that hits.
And then the second one is
Yeah, it hits.
okay. And yeah, that's all I'll do. That'll end. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. It is now the dragon's turn. Did you move up to the dragon to hit it?
No, I didn't.
No,
I-
Alucard.
Yes, I did. I'm within 10 feet of it because I have reach with the pole arm.
Okay. That'll be right here. Alright, it is the dragon's turn. What are we gonna do? It is going to attack you because you're right next to it. And I need everyone to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw, no problem, I hope.
It is going to use its frightful presence.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna spend one of my Indomitable to re-roll that. It's 22
Okay.
for my wisdom save.
Everybody passes. It tries to scare the absolute hell out of you, but it doesn't work. It's going to bite at you, and it is going to use its claws twice.
Alright.
There goes
It has
my dice.
disadvantage on all of its attacks. Oh wait, no, against anybody else. No, it's fine. Sorry, it's disadvantage against if it tries to hit
29
anyone
hits
else.
you.
29 will hit me.
Alright, I'll roll damage in a minute. 21.
That will hit me.
16.
16 will not hit me.
Okay. Alright. Sir. Rowan. Stop making noise. Alright. Oof.
It's never good when the DM says that.
$35 damage. 25 of that is piercing, and 10 of that is cold damage, and then I gotta roll for the claws. 2d6. Okay, the claws aren't that bad. 5 slashing damage. And that's all it's gonna do. It's gonna open its wings up, though.
I will also use my reaction to use riposte, and I'm going to hit it in return because it hit me.
Okay.
There's that. And then go to actions. Glaive. Does an 18 hit it?
It just hits it.
Okay, so that'll be 16 slashing plus 1 superiority die force. So that's 20 points of slashing damage in return.
Okay. Okay. That ends the dragon's turn. I think. Yep, that ends the dragon's turn. Did I see her?
Okay. I'm going to be. How far am I away from the dragon?
You're just across the bridge, so about 20, 30 feet.
Okay, then I will move up to dragon. and on the way, I will cast magic weapon using my bonus action.
Okay.
So now my mace is magic. And then I will. Then I will, with my mace. No, sorry, a warhammer. I've got. I will attack with that, and as I cast the magic weapon at 4th level, it's +2 initial.
Okay. That
So
hits.
that's 8, be 20 to hit. One ends at 9. Just extra 2 from the +2 of that. That's 10, 11, and then I'm also going to use my divine strike, which deals an extra 2d8 of damage, which I have to roll here.
Just click the pink numbers. Yeah.
So total of 21 damage.
Okay. It's
Which-
hurt.
Just
You guys have heard it pretty good.
Level 15. Level 15.
Well, that ends your turn.
and that's my turn.
This is like Skyrim. The dragons don't mean anything unless they're ancient dragons. Pashini.
How far is 60 feet
From
from him?
60 feet from him
Yeah.
is pretty far.
Okay.
Because you're only 30 feet from him.
Okay. Can I get within 60 feet of him?
You're already within 60 feet.
Oh, I'm already within. Okay, that's fine. I will actually.
You're just
I will
across the bridge.
cast- yeah. I will cast Ice Knife
Okay.
because that's my only non-concentration spell at the moment.
Asir's
'cause it's
gonna have to make a
instantaneous.
deck save.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, unless I can do something else. At the moment I can't. Ice Knife's the only thing, and I want to do that. There you go. 14. I'm guessing doesn't hit.
14 does not hit, but it still needs to make a deck save. Asir, you'll have to make a deck save too. Ooh, that's a nat 1.
20, not natural.
Pass. So you only take 3.
Okay.
Shinny will heal.
Yep.
I don't know why I have the book up. I've got that Beyond 20 extension open. Have the sheet up on my screen because I'm intelligent today. Is that all you're gonna do, Pashini?
Yeah.
Okay. Alucard.
I am going to take my 3 attacks on the dragon, and I'm going to make it clear non-lethal damage if I'm able to knock it out, because I do quite a lot of damage each turn.
Okay.
That's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
That is, oddly enough, a 14, so that will not hit. It's a
Miss.
13, that will not hit. And then bonus action with the blunt end will also be a 14. Okay, never mind.
For the second attack, do you mind if I use my other channel divinity?
It's up to you. You only get 2 of those a day until you take a short rest.
Yep. I'm fine with using it.
Okay, so that'll mean the 13 becomes a 23, so that'll be
That hits.
14 slashing and 10 slashing damage. So that's 24 slashing damage total for me. No additional maneuvers or anything else. That'll be it for my turn.
Okay.
I'm staying within reach of it.
At the end of your turn, it's actually going to take a nice little legendary action. And it's going to make a wing attack.
Oh god, no.
So
Oh,
I need
Fall on my ass.
Asir and Alucard to make a dex save.
I believe I can fly.
That's a fail. And
That's a hard yikes from me.
We're on the same.
And you both are knocked prone.
We're also taking some damage, I think.
Yeah, you take 16 damage.
Uh-oh.
And you're knocked prone, and the dragon takes off. It is up in the air about 40 feet. So it's in the same spot. It's just hovering 40 feet up. So it is no longer in melee range.
Well, y'all can finish this, right? Because I can't hit it anymore.
It is very hurt, though. Morgan, it's your turn.
How far up is it?
It's 40 feet up in the air.
40 feet. Okay.
It's in the same position, just up.
I have an option, but I'm not gonna use it. Okay, I'm just gonna fire 2 shots at it.
Okay.
Darn. What is? Ooh, okay. Sorry. 2 seconds.
No, you're fine. Neither one of those hit. Is there anything else for your turn?
It didn't actually. I mean, unless I'm missing something, it didn't actually roll for attack. It just rolled damage.
Oh.
Yeah, it just rolled damage. That's weird.
It shouldn't have done that. Did you click on the weapon and not the damage?
I'm
trying to use the bow.
Hold on. Let me do that again.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That hits.
Okay.
Alright, that is 23. It is very hurt. Very, very hurt, but it's still airborne.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn. Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
All
The
I'm gonna do.
dragon is gonna, and you're all within range. If I can find it. I need everyone to make a Constitution save. The dragon opens its mouth and rears its head back.
Uh-oh. 17.
The only one that passes is Alucard.
Oof.
Okay.
Everyone else.
I'm trying to be a tank. I'm just like,
Everyone else
take all of
takes
this.
58 cold damage.
An 18 doesn't hit. It doesn't pass. Oh, that's
It's
awful.
like a 19.
It's a 19.
That's awful.
Dragons are
thought it was
their
good.
ECs are really high for their challenge rating.
Alucard, you
I don't know
take
why.
half of that.
So it'd be 29 points of cold damage.
How much was it? 53?
58.
50.
All right.
Okay.
And it is very hurt, like I said. It's having trouble staying airborne right now.
Just gonna state for the record, I have 69 health points left.
That's the end of its
Nice.
turn.
I was waiting for someone to say it.
I'm going to I'm going to stand up, and then I'm going to fling a 5th level guiding bolt to this thing, because I'm
That's a nat 1 too on that damage.
22 to hit the dragon,
Oh yeah, that hits.
and 27 radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yay, I got the first one! And
Right
I've
on.
never killed a dragon before.
Relish this.
To be honest, this one's kind of a wimpy dragon too, so...
I will take it because I'm finally killing a dragon. So I'm just gonna, having noticed that It's gone frozen. Just sling the warhammer back and just throw the game ball going, seriously? And just try and aim for the throat.
Okay. It drops. It drops 40 feet in the air and hits the ground hard. The snow that was around it just flies up in a big cloud. You have to kind of shield your face from the debris as it lands on the ground. The Santa hat just kind of flops away.
Ow.
Does it land on us by any chance?
Make a dex save.
Yep, that's what I figured. That's why I had to ask.
Otherwise, you're going to get 3 tons worth of dragon on your head.
Oh no!
All right.
Not 20!
Okay, so that's like the most epic finish to it. You snipe it out of the air and then like
dodge.
Dark Souls dodge roll out of the way. Whereas I'm just sitting, lying on my ass, and I'm like, oh, please don't knock it out of the well.
So Alucard, dear, you
How much am I taking?
try to jump out of the way of this dragon landing on you. You don't really do a great job of it.
Nope.
Well, I'll be nice. Its wing lands on you. And
I did taunt it.
It knocks you flat, and it kind of gets you with the hook of its wing as it lands on you. And its wings are heavy, but the body didn't land on you.
This is well, yeah. This is what I asked for, and this is also like internally, I'm thinking Alucard's like, this is what I get for trying not to kill you.
I was going to go there, shift the wing away. My apologies, I did not mean for it to land on you. I killed that thing. Here, hand off your hand up.
Just like using the glaive as like a cane at this point to like pick myself up because it hurts. Well, that's one thing taken care of today. I suppose we should keep going.
Hold on.
Oh,
I also know we're really like at time right now, so
Yeah.
yeah. It just for me as I'm kind of here, probably helping put you. But I'm going to cast heal on you.
Sorry, the borks were borking.
Yeah. But it's very much. I'm sorry that dropped on you. Here, have 70 hit points.
I'll take it.
But yeah, so we are out of time for the day. We will pick up here next week. I know we'll be missing Bakura, but I've got as a guest next week Maddie. So Maddie is going to be guesting next week in his place. But yeah, I don't know. Other than the kid noises the whole time, I think hopefully that went pretty well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's great.
But let me see.
Kind of nice to be playing at a level where it takes us 20 minutes to kill an adult dragon. Like, that's kind of nice, and it's also this seems like it's going to be a real fun
I'm
world.
gonna have to tweak things other than. I mean, I usually tweak things straight out the book anyway. I don't go by the book usually. I just went straight by the book on this one, and that's why I don't go straight by the book.
Because it's too easy.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. It's good. But yeah. Real quick. Where can they find you guys? Let's start. I guess we'll go around. Under me, Pashini.
Basically, I am Nuka Puka on literally everything except for Twitch, because I don't Twitch stream at the moment. So just look up Nuka Puka on Twitter, ArtStation, I think, as well, and DeviantArt, and a few other things. But yeah, if you see me in the Discord, it's literally just Nuka Puka, so you can always say hey.
Ray.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitter at Ray Transitional, and Crystallize Me everywhere else. I'm not gonna spell that because Edgy Teen Me thought it was a cool way to spell it, but yeah, that's me, Twitter and Discord mostly. So. Check me out.
Shizuka no ima. Okay. Bakura.
Oh, yeah. You can find me at Bakura on on Twitter. You can also find me on Monday evenings over on the Blood in the Thames channel, where we're just wrapping up our Vampire the Masquerade series, Blood in the Thames. If you're not aware of Vampire the Masquerade, it is a horror game, so please be wary of that. And while we are wrapping up Blood in the Thames, we have got 2 episodes left of that. We are going to be very soon releasing stuff on our next stream, and that which is Blood in the Thames. So new characters, and I am very excited for that. So yeah, that's me.
Phoenix.
Hello, everybody. I'm Phoenix24Femme on Twitter. I'm Angela, professional writer. I do disability advocacy work, especially around disability rights and mental health and mental illness. And you can find me as one half of the Queerly Yours trans polyamory relationship podcast, as a writer on Patreon at Philosopheme, and as a DM here on Welcome to the Party tomorrow evening, where we're going to be continuing our fall season going on with a return to Adventures in Agni, our all POC group in a homebrew setting of my own on the continent called Agni. So yeah, I am a lot of places because I am in a lot of things, and be on the lookout Sunday for other fun things that I may or may not be involved with.
Yeah.
And you can find me everywhere except for on my art station at the lady underscore Ori. I always forget the second underscore because I'm smart. I don't know my own user handle. It's great. But you can find everything there. Twitter, Twitch is the same. We do have another campaign on my channel tomorrow night, which is Curse of Strahd, and then Mondays is my other homebrew game on my channel, which is a Fae game. Lots of Fae shenanigans going on there. All kinds of Fae fuckery. It's great. I do art for DM's Guild stuff. You can ask Jackie. I do stuff for Jackie all the time. Jackie's great. Hi, Jackie. I love you. But yeah, so that's all we've got for today, and we just want to thank everyone who followed, subbed, hosted, everything. I'm sorry if I didn't get to call them all out. I know they were calling you out in chat and thanking you in chat, so thank you again. We do have the Patreon, the Discord, and the merch store. As Phoenix said, tomorrow we continue the season with their game. And I think we're going to raid Scraticus unless someone else is live. I think Scraticus is the one I'm seeing right now. So
Scrat!
Scrat's good bean.
Scrat's awesome.
Attack the Scrat.
So go in, say hi, give them some love. They're good people. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Everybody.
If it'll let me raid. Oh, I don't have mod permissions on the channel. I can't. Help! Bye, chat. Hold on. We'll figure this out.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a little dance.
I think this is a good way to just cap off how well the session has gone in terms of chaos and just shenanigans that have already begun to unfold. Small child will also cap off our session as seems appropriate.
Says goodbye.
Oh my god.
It wouldn't be inappropriate. I've got a decanter sitting right next to me. I could just pick it up and... We'll raise Scrat in just a moment, you guys. Thank you. Okay, they did it.
Yay!
We're done.